Welcome to my back to school essential oil class. I wanted to offer this class so that I could explain and show you which essential oils, first of all, I think are great for back to school, your little back to school toolkit, and how you can use them. Plus some other things. Essential oils are really, they're not my only tool that I'm using. I'm using many tools, and they're under the umbrella of our arsenal of tools that keep my kids and me and my family healthy during the school year. It's been about probably 3 years since we've been to the doctors with the kids, and my kids are quite healthy. I don't remember the last time anyone was on antibiotics. Eva has never been on them. I might have been the last one about 6 years ago. So it's pretty awesome. We do a lot of things to keep ourselves healthy, and essential oils are a big part of that. But as I said, they're a part of that. So I thought it would be great to talk mostly about essential oils, but at the end I'm going to share what else I do to keep my family healthy. I'm also going to share some recipes with you at the end that will help you in your back to school prep. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. Screen number 1. Can you see it okay, Heather?
Sorry, I had to get back to the screen where I can speak.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, good. Okay, so just a little bit about me. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Maggie Savage. I'm a registered holistic nutritionist. I've been practicing nutrition for actually for 4 years now, which is crazy. And it's amazing how time flies, because our baby was born when I graduated, she was born just after I graduated. So she's my time marker there. I have a blog that I've been writing and producing content for let's see, Liv is my marker for that one. And it's about 9 years. 8 or 9 years. It's called SheLetThemEatCake.com, and I've started recently incorporating some of my DIY essential oil recipes and talking a little bit more about essential oils there too. Our baby goes to school in September, so I plan to do a little bit more blogging again once that happens. I have some recipes that I haven't had time to blog, and lots of DIY and essential oil education to offer there, so I'm excited about that. And as it says there, I'm an essential oil educator with doTERRA, and I've been doing that for 3 years. And I have 3 babes, and I'm married, and we live in Peterborough, Ontario. I'm super passionate about health, mostly about teaching women how to take control of their health and wellness. I used to be a high school education teacher, and I retired from that about 10 years ago and decided to stay home with my kids. And while I was doing that, I really got interested in nutrition through my blog and through some health diagnoses that we had. And I decided to go back to school and learn officially how to be a nutritionist and how to use health and wellness. And since then, I've been teaching others how to be healthy and well. And more recently, how to take the control back, so that they are the ones who are in charge of their own health instead of leaving it up to the healthcare system. So I like to help women also keep their families healthy and happy as a result. And I'm also really passionate about being the creator of my own life and cultivating my own happiness. So I'm super passionate about that too. I really love this phrase. When I read it, I locked it into my memory. When we know better, we do better. So hopefully you'll learn some things tonight that will help you know better, and then you'll put them into practice and do better. So what are we going to cover tonight? We are going to cover what are essential oils. So we're going to do some basics for those of you who are new to essential oils or have never been to one of my classes. We're going to cover why I chose doTERRA to partner with, And we're also, oh, I see Natalie and Christine have joined. That's great. Hello, lovelies. We just started. So I'm just going over what we will learn. So, and we're going to use the 3 ways to use essential oils. I'm glad that Natalie and Christine are here because you've never been to a class before. So this is great. So we'll also learn about the best essential oils for your back to school toolkit and my best tips for healthy kids during the school year. Callum's going into grade 7, so I have a few years of practice to go from. Just a note that I feel like we live in the best time possible. We live in a time where we get to choose to use Western medicine when we need it and Eastern medicine, holistic healthcare, and I feel super grateful for that. I can use 911 when I need to, call an ambulance if I need to, go to my family doctor if I need to. Sorry, I don't know what those lines are that are coming. I think Eva got into my presentation and like started creating lines. Can you see the red lines there? Anyways, and then most of the time though, we don't go to the family doctor. I was just thinking today, I should probably book an appointment for a physical because if I'm not feeling well or I need my health checked, I go to my osteopath. I go to my my naturopath. I use my own methods, and I also have a coach that I use too. And so I have my own little healthcare team, and that's who supports me. So, but I thought maybe I should make a physical appointment. It's been a few years, probably after Eva was born. And lastly, I'm not a medical professional. This is information that's for educational purposes. Consult a doctor and do your own research, obviously, okay? What are we gonna learn? I would love to can you guys see the red streaks on the screen, or is that just me that can see that? Christine, nod your head if you can see the red streaks on the screen.
Yes, the red streaks, you can see the Megs.
Okay, I wonder what that is. Okay, anyways, what will we learn? We're gonna learn what is an essential oil. Okay, we already did that. So first of all, what is an essential oil? Essential oils are volatile aromatic compounds. When you diffuse them, they're in the air within 30 minutes. So if you look at this leaf, the picture on the screen, you'll see that the little sacs, the streaks, that's funny. Sorry about this. Someone did not like my screen, my slide. Anyways, the little sacs on the screen are where the oil come from, okay? They're found in the plant, the root, the stem, the leaves, the bark. If you think of a lemon martini, I'm not sure if you've ever made a lemon martini, but a lemon martini, you twist the lemon and then you drop it in the martini, and that you'll notice when you're drinking your lemon martini that there's an oil on the surface of the water, and that's lemon oil because lemon comes from the peel of the lemon, okay? So there's the oil sacs. The cool part about essential oils that I love is that they come from the part of the plant that protects itself from disease and predators and other invasive species and disease. And so we get to use that part when we use essential oils, which is awesome. So basically, we're getting the immune system of the plant to use to support our own immune system, which is a little bit mind-blowing. When you read about the science of essential oils, you will be blown away by how smart. I mean, it's not surprising because plants are smart. We've been using essential oils. We've evolved with essential oils, right? If you think of pharmaceuticals, they've been around for 75 years. So we've evolved with plants. So our bodies pick them up and recognize them and know what to do right away. Another cool thing about essential oils is because they're plants, they're constantly changing based on the environment that they're grown in. And that we benefit from that change too, so that we don't become, you know how we're becoming resistant to antibiotics. We can't become resistant to essential oils because they're from plants. So that also blows my mind away a little bit. So essential oils have the power to calm us, bring us peace, support our emotions, as well as help our health. And that's part of health, is emotional health, a big part of emotional health. of health is emotional health. Okay, so let's talk about why I chose doTERRA. It was about 4 years ago that I chose doTERRA, and I did that because a colleague of mine, a blogging colleague of mine, had chosen them and started using them for her family, and she had extremely high standards for what she put on and in her body. And so I knew that I could trust her choice. So after doing a little bit of research, I was like, yes, sign me up. These sound so interesting. And I had been using like lavender and tea tree, obviously, like most of us, but that was it. And so once I got these oils, I was just like opened my kit and blown away by how amazing they were. And I immediately started using them with my family and didn't have a moment where I was like, I'm not sure what to do with these. I just jumped right in and learned more about the company. They're therapeutic grade essential oils. First, one thing you need to know is that the essential oil industry is not, there's no governing body that says what you can and cannot put on labels. So there are no labeling laws. So you really need to be able to investigate the company and hope that the company is transparent. And doTERRA is. That's what one of the things that doTERRA prides itself on is its transparency. Hey, real life, Christine, that's all. I can't remember what I was talking about though. Heather and Natalie.
Oh dear.
Remind me. Okay, so anyways, so they're therapeutic grade, and you can take, I remember now, every bottle that you have in your house of doTERRA essential oils has a batch number on the bottom, and you can go to their website, www.source2.com, and find incredible information about your bottle and all of the batch testing so that you can determine exactly what is in it. doTERRA is the only company in the marketplace doing this right now, okay? Another reason why I chose doTERRA is because they really value education. And as a former teacher, current teacher, just in a different aspect, I really value education. And I was really excited at the idea that I could learn and teach people about how to use essential oils. And also it fits so well into the nutrition umbrella that I was working under. So the other thing is essential oils, if you see them labeled as organic, it's not necessarily a good thing. So that's why doTERRA does not label their essential oils as organic, because they can't, there's no worldwide standard for organic, okay? So doTERRA goes beyond, because they harvest their essential oils all over the world, they make sure that in order to be a partner with doTERRA, a farming partner, a harvesting partner, that you need to be free from, guaranteed free from fillers, toxic chemicals, artificial ingredients, pesticides, herbicides, and chemical residue. So it's almost one step above organic, okay? And doTERRA goes all over the world. Most of their essential oils are harvested in third world countries, all right? So what's really cool, another reason that I love them is they intentionally look for the place where the plant grows best indigenously so that we get the most benefits from the essential oil. And then they choose that area and they partner with the farmers. So instead of going in or growing a lavender farm, or getting, you know, if you think of the lavender farms in outside of Peterborough, it's beautiful, it smells lovely, but it's not therapeutic grade lavender because that's not where it grows indigenally. They have to force the conditions in order to get the soil right and make everything grow right, okay? So we want because we're using essential oils therapeutically, we want them where they grow best. It would be so interesting to me, I've never done this, but I'd be curious to smell a bottle of Levan lavender versus doTERRA lavender. Nothing against Levan, because I don't think they're telling you to ingest and use your lavender essential oil the same way doTERRA is, but it's something to be aware of. So they partner with these farmers and they let them maintain control of the farm and ownership. They eliminate the middleman and ensure that the farmers are getting the best pay, fair pay year round. Because what was happening was because of the pressure of the market, the farmers were harvesting and not resting the plants when they should have been. And this jeopardized the quality of the oil. And so what doTERRA did when they came on the scene was gave the farmers year-round fair pricing so that the farmers always had an income, okay? And that way they knew that their family would be provided for and they could focus just on growing the best plant, which is amazing. And the other thing that doTERRA does is they've partnered with these countries, third world countries and communities, and they improve the community. They bring clean water, they build schools for the kids, they really value education, they encourage, you know, they've offered in communities to build schools for the kids. And in the rainforest where copaiba is harvested, they said, no, we just want a school for our boys. And doTERRA said, we're not building a school for your boys unless your girls can go to school also, because we believe in universal education. And they had the community agreed to it. So now their girls there are being educated. They do a number of other humanitarian efforts. They're part of like the Underground Railroad organization, which goes in and stops sex trafficking of kids. They donate to that all the time. They send kits to this organization where they provide, I can't remember what it's called, but the girls, normally in a lot of third world countries, women or girls are ostracized for menstruating. And doTERRA, it supports this organization that gives these girls kits so that they can still work, can still go to school, can still do their daily activities. So amazing stuff. Way more to your bottle of On Guard or frankincense or lemon or whatever than just a smelling oil. Okay, there's so much more to it. And that's basically what I've explained is co-impact sourcing. Okay, so there's 3 ways to use essential oils. And the first way is aromatically, most popular way. The second way is topically, and the third way is internally. We're gonna go over each of those ways. So first of all, using essential oils aromatically, all of us have been doing for a long time. We just didn't realize it wasn't an intentional thing. By smelling flowers, we're using them aromatically. Opening the bottle and smelling it, I can't help but take a deep breath when I smell an essential oil because they're calming. You know, they force us to pause and stop. So aromatic use is amazing. So just smelling that's aromatic use. You can see the diffusers there, aromatic use, okay? Wearing essential oils, also by like wearing, I mean perfume. So if I put them on my clothes, or sometimes I'll put them in the ends of my hair because I want to catch a whiff of them throughout the day and use it as my perfume, then that's also aromatic use. The next type of use is topical, and it's a very popular use. Before I get into this, aromatic, we've been using them for thousands of years aromatically. Topically, also been using them for many years because aromatherapists have been using essential oils topically to treat acute and chronic problems. Topical use is much more important now with the popularity of doTERRA and other essential oil companies. I would never use another essential oil topically because of the lack of labeling laws. I wouldn't use them, period, personally, but because of the lack of labeling laws, there is no way to tell what's in the bottle. But we have that batch number so we can go find out what's in the bottle. If you don't know what's in the bottle, most essential oils that are not doTERRA and other brands have been diluted. They have ingredients in them that smell like the essential oil but aren't pure, okay? So you want to be sure that you're using pure essential oils topically. So you take the On Guard, it's great to dilute them. So you can see in the picture, there's a bottle of their fractionated coconut oil. They also have a awesome unscented body lotion, which is right here. And here's the fractionated coconut oil. Okay, this lasts surprisingly long. It always surprises me. It kind of sits next to my bed so that I can apply essential oils topically and I know where it is when I need to use it with the kids. And what I do is I'll open it up, put a pool in my hand, add 1 drop, less is more with doTERRA, add 1 drop, rub my hands together and rub it on the back of my neck or on their spine, whatever. Eva tonight pinched her hand, so I grabbed some lavender, This is the pre-diluted Lavender Touch, which I love having these around because they're just super convenient. And I just took the roller bottle and rubbed it right on her hand, and then we just rubbed it in for the owie. It's so good for owies. Okay. Topically is the hand and body lotion. This is unscented. I love it because I'll put whatever I want to wear as my perfume, I'll put in it. Okay. And just take a drop, put a little bit of patchouli or Whisper, which are two of my favorite perfume blends, and then rub it on my neck. Okay, and that's how I apply my perfume. So diluting, you don't have to dilute every single essential oil, but when you're starting out, I strongly recommend you dilute, especially with kids, okay? And then internally, so we've been taking essential oils internally in foods for a long time. The food industry has used essential oils for a really long time. It's probably not therapeutic grade essential oils, it's food grade essential oils. But when I'm doing, I don't think I have my veggie caps here. Oh, I do, I heard them. So when I'm taking essential oils internally, unless I'm taking them in water, so I'll put like a drop of On Guard or a drop of lemon in my 12 water bottle. But otherwise, when I'm taking them internally, I just do it like this. Okay, put it in a capsule, drop a drop or two, and you're good to go. Okay, that's how I like to take them internally, because then they get further into your digestive system. Okay, all right, next one. So now we're going to get into which oils I would recommend you use for your back to school toolkit. Okay, so On Guard, obviously, I've been hanging on to this bottle since we started. On Guard smells like fall, although I'm not quite ready for fall. It's so essential to have this essential oil with you. Okay, so here, if you look at this slide, there's a bunch of information and uses for how to use On Guard. Okay, how I use it with my family.
Just use your napkins, okay?
When Eva was born, I used it in the diffuser constantly because she was, born at the end of October. And Callum and Liv were going to school, and so I was paranoid that they would bring home germs and get her sick. So this was basically, I'd wake up to nurse her, and then I'd turn it on. I'd wake up, fall back to sleep, wake up, turn it off, and repeat the cycle. So this was awesome. I really recommend diffusing this during cold and flu season, starting in the fall. Okay, wild orange, ginger, clove, lovely warming fall scents. Yeah. All of the essential oils have most of them that we're talking about tonight come in a roller bottle, and you can make your own roller bottle too. If you want a dilution chart, I can message it to you. Just send me a message later. But these ones come pre-diluted, so they're really great. And I love to roll this on the back of my kids' neck, on their spine, on the bottom of their feet during cold and flu season. Okay, and if you can also, I take it internally during cold and flu season when someone has a cold by putting it in a veggie cap, okay, just to prevent myself from getting it, because as you mamas know, when the mama goes down, the whole house goes down. Okay, next up is Easy Air, one of my faves, and I know it's also many people's faves. Opens the airways. There's, as you can see from the ingredient list, Ravensara actually opens the capillaries and allows us to breathe easier, which is why it's called Easy Air. So I love to put this in the diffuser during cold and flu season. I put it in my diffuser most nights. I switch my bedtime diffuser up, blend up, every 2 or 3 nights. But this often goes in just a drop or two. And while we're sleeping, it's so great for sleep. Anyone who has breathing problems, congestion, sinus, stuffy noses, this is really, really great for, okay? So I recommend it for those reasons. I love during cold and flu season, if someone has a cold, to put 2 drops of Easy Air, 2 drops of peppermint, and 2 drops of eucalyptus in the diffuser in their room. And it's like I call it my sinus balm diffuser blend. You can also make your own, Okay. You can also make your own Vicks Vapor Rub. So what you do is, again, take an oil or some of the hand lotion and rub it. Put 1 drop in your hand with the oil or lotion and rub it on your chest, and you have a non-toxic Vicks Vapor Rub, which is awesome, right? Most popular ways that I use these, Easy Air. Very good for seasonal allergies too. And snoring. I have a customer who uses it and swears by it to prevent her husband's snoring. So that's a big win for a lot of people. Okay, lavender, which I talked a little bit about because I used the roller bottle tonight on Eva. I keep the roller bottle and the bottle on hand. Most of us know about lavender as a sleep aid, right? It's so calming. But there are some people, including myself, who don't find it calming for sleep. I would never want to fall asleep with lavender for some reason. I just wouldn't. I rarely diffuse it. And as a result, my kids don't often diffuse it either. So when I'm having my kids pick their diffuser blend, what I do is I pick the oils that are good for calming. I pull them out and I have them pick from those and let them pick intuitively which essential oils they want from those. And then we do a max of 5 drops and put whatever they've chosen in the diffuser. So lavender, not a huge one for our family to use aromatically, but we use it big time for the skin. Okay, that's why I love the roller bottle. For like tonight with Eva's pinched hand, I immediately applied it to her owie, and what it does is calm the skin. Okay, it's good for inflammation. Any redness or irritation in the skin, it's really good for. So if you have redness on your face, redness in your skin, it's great for. It's also, I have a friend whose daughter, she's 8 and she has some anxiety around school. And so she takes the roller bottle to school with her. So if you're looking for an essential oil that your child can use for emotions, again, what I recommend is from your collection, let them choose an oil that they're drawn to. And that's the best way to choose an oil for anxiety and sleep. Okay, so whatever they like, then make them a roller bottle and they can take it to school. You just want to teach them to use it wisely, not overuse it, not make a big deal out of it, not make a big scene in the classroom. Some teachers will ask them not to apply them in the classroom because of the aroma, you know. So lavender we mainly use for skin, but it's also really good for some people for sleep and anxiety, okay, when you go to school. Tea tree is next. Tea tree, also known as Melaleuca, is amazing. One of the first essential oils I ever used. I have a dropper top on mine because what I've done, we use it, obviously you can use it for lice. So if you're going to use it for lice, again, you know, you take a drop, and essential oils coming from the bottle are not fatty, so they're not going to make your hair oily. What I would do is just rub it in their scalp, okay, like this. Rub the essential oil in their scalp. My friend Heather, actually, who's on tonight, likes to add another scent to it. So you could, you know, bugs, period, don't like essential oils because essential oils come from the part of the plant that repels bugs. So bugs generally stay away from essential oils. So you could add something that smells a little bit better and rub it into their scalp so they don't just walk around stinking like tea tree all day. I've also heard of people putting a drop in their son or daughter's shampoo, and I really like this idea because it dilutes it too, and you get a little bit more. By diluting it, you get a little bit more coverage, okay? You can also make a spray and spray it in their toques, okay? So lots of ways to do it. If they're wearing braids, you could like spray it on their braids. Obviously keeping their hair back is best, but tea tree is most known for that. I have the dropper top because we use it in the bathroom for zits. So my kids are a little bit older, the older kids, and they've started getting zits, just little zits. So I diluted this with fractionated coconut oil. I emptied it, you know, I had an empty bottle and I filled it halfway with the tea tree and then the rest of the way with the coconut oil. And then we just take a drop and we spot treat. Okay, and everybody can use it in the family, which is great. It's good for cold sores too. It's really good if they, if they're at school and they fall and get some sort of a owie, then you can make an owie spray with like lavender and tea tree and frankincense because it's antibacterial. It's great for skin irritations, and it will help prevent it from getting infected. Okay, it's good internally too, or you could make I have an immune balm roller bottle that I add tea tree to because together oregano and tea tree act like an antibiotic. And so it's great my kids don't take essential oils internally, but I would add a drop of each to my veggie cap and take it internally that way. And for my kids, I put it in a roller bottle, a mixture of On Guard, tea tree, lemon, oregano, and frankincense, and make a roller bottle that, just rub on their spines, back of the neck, bottom of the feet when they're sick. And so I'll talk for a minute about where you're putting essential oils topically when they're diluted. Back of the neck is a really common place. And to be honest, there's no logical reason. It just feels good back there, and we can get the aromatic benefits that way. Back of the spine is a great place for kids because they can't really get their hands there and muck into the oils, right? Bottom of the feet, same thing. You put them on the bottom of their feet, off they go, or to bed they go with some socks on, and they won't, again, get their hands into the oil and then rub their eyes and have the oil in their eye or something like that. Plus, the pores on the bottom of your feet are much larger, so the oil will get into the bloodstream faster and start working its magic. Okay. Zengest, another essential oil. So I love the roller bottle most. I rarely use my 15 ml bottle, but you can make your own roller bottle with your 15 ml bottle if you want to hold off on buying these touch ones. So Zengest, as we know, is good for digestion, and we swear by it in our house. It's great for those days when your kids are like, "Mommy, I have a sore tummy, I can't go to school," and you're like, "I know you don't want to go to school, and you're just saying that, so let's get this out and rub it on your belly and off we go, bye." But then there are those moments when we've eaten something or they've eaten something or they have the tummy flu, and this is just a really great one. It's fairly instant relief for many people. My husband Pete swears by it for any discomfort he gets on his abdomen. And what I do with this one question that people have been asking me lately is how you apply the roller bottle. So I'll just sort of show you, okay? So you take the lid off, obviously, rub it on your bare belly, and I just go like this. Okay? So kind of like back and forth, and then rub it in. And I do the same thing with my kids, probably just a little bit less. If you have smaller children or they're very sensitive, what you can do is put a drop of the fractionated coconut oil in your hand, rub this on your hand, and you're diluting it even a little bit more, okay? It's also really good for nausea. It has ginger, peppermint, caraway, coriander, fennel, so it smells strong. It's so good for any digestive problems, bloating, people with IBS. It's a bit magical, okay? Again, veggie caps. A lot of these oils are magical, though, let's be honest. Okay, let's go to peppermint. Peppermint is so uplifting. If you mamas in the day are feeling tired and you don't want to dip into something sweet and sugary, I recommend getting the peppermint out. Again, I really love the peppermint roller bottle because, again, as I said, always say you can make your own. doTERRA, of course, makes the peppermint touch, which I just find super convenient. So I keep it in my purse, and if I'm feeling tired or sluggish, I'll take it out, inhale it, and then rub it on the back of my neck, and it just wakes me up. If I have a drive to do where I'm tired or it's night, I'll keep this, right beside me in the car so that I can smell it too. For the kids, it's so good for that cold and flu season. As I said earlier, 2 drops with Easy Air, 2 drops with eucalyptus, and 2 drops with peppermint. Open the senses. Also really good for headaches. So of my 3 kids, Callum, has gotten more headaches than the girls. Doesn't get them regularly, but he does get a headache every now and then. And he'll use peppermint diluted, rubbed on your temples at the back, okay? And until your kids are used to it, always do it with them and make it very clear that you need to be there when they're using essential oils. Eva obviously can't get at mine because they're up high, But Callum and Liv are old enough now that they know what to do. They know how to dilute them. They know to be careful with them. It was last summer that Callum came out of my bedroom smelling like crazy of lavender because he had so many bug bites, and lavender is really good for bug bites. So he kind of overdid it on the lavender that time, but that was a good teaching moment, right? It's good to add internally if you want. I add it to peppermint brownies. If your kids, maybe they have a long day, diffuse it, or they're going to school and they're kind of not feeling like they want to go to school, diffuse it in the morning. It's so great for waking them up, waking you up, keeping everyone invigorated. Okay, if they have some homework sessions that they have to get through. Okay, I mentioned oregano already, so here's my oregano. Not the best smelling, it's quite potent. It's not oil of oregano, so you can't take it a drop under your tongue like you did with your oil of oregano. Oil of oregano is a little bit of this in a lot of olive oil, heavily diluted, okay? You can make your own oil of oregano with this, but I find the best way to use this is with the veggie caps and the tea tree when I'm getting sick or when I'm sick. And as I said earlier, they together with tea tree, they act like an antibiotic, super powerful. Add it to a roller bottle blend for your kids or just dilute it. If you don't want to make a roller bottle, then you just dilute it at 1 drop. You only ever need 1 drop, okay? Less is more because it's pure plant medicine. 1 drop diluted, rub it on the bottom of their feet, put their socks on, and you're helping support their immune system and helping their immune system kick whatever bug is in them. What's also wonderful about essential oils is they support the body's natural efforts. Our body wants to get back to health, right? Our body's constantly going like this and wants to settle in the middle in health. And what essential oils do is help it get back to that middle point. Okay, you think of pharmaceuticals or over-the-counter or Tylenol or something like that, although we need them in certain instances, I do feel like we're overusing them, and they stop the body from doing it. They kind of come in like this. So here's the body trying to get back, and they just go, let us do the job, and they do the job. And so the body's natural processes have been shut down. So then the body has to be like, fight to come back up, right? So essential oils support the body's natural desire to get here. And that is why they're my first line of defense. Okay. Got some chat. I'm just going to check the chat. Okay. Hi, Natalie. I see your note. Thanks. Okay. Deep Blue. We're almost done the essential oils. And then we're going to get to some recipes and a couple of other things. So here's the Deep Blue lotion, which I love and insist people have. And then there's also the Deep Blue bottle, 5 ml bottle, and then the roller bottle. And to be honest, I don't love the roller bottle. I don't find it as effective as just using the oil and diluting it myself and as the Deep Blue rub. Okay, what's the difference? There's a couple more essential oils in this. I'll show you in the next slide. So this is like this remarkable mentholy smell, camphor, peppermint, wintergreen. You can't take it internally because of the wintergreen. It's not good for you, but it's so soothing. And I would not be without this. I don't travel without the Deep Blue rub. It's so great. Great for me, great for Pete, great for people who work out with sore muscles before a workout, before a long run. The 40-year-old who shouldn't be playing hockey but still is and only plays it once a week and it gets hurt every week. Perfect for him. And I'm just assuming that it's a him. And it's also good for the kids for things like growing pains. My kids will be like, they'll be playing like Nintendo at a friend's house or something like that and like doing like tennis or Nintendo, those games where they use their arms a lot. And the next day, Colin will be like, Mom, my arms are really sore. And I'm like, oh, that's why. It's because you're doing that. So they just have stiff muscles. And we pull out the Deep Blue. Okay, so Liv on the weekend went tubing and her arms were really sore right here. So she knows that this stuff works. She's a a competitive dancer, so she reaches for this throughout her dance season. It's really good for growing pains too, actually. Anything where you need numbing. I like to use it when I get my period, and so I'll use Clary Calm, which is their roller bottle, and then I'll layer that with some Deep Blue Rub, and it's just like makes me cool and gives me relief from that sensation. And there's the Deep Blue Rub, okay? So it has helichrysum in it, and the oil doesn't, okay? And so that drives the healing a little bit further into your tissues, which is awesome. So just slightly different, and kind of replaces an A535. Okay, now we're stepping inside of the main ones, and I wanted to share a focus one. So this one is called Intune. This is like our first bottle of Intune. It's lasted so long, and I love putting it on the back of the kids' necks as they're heading out the door. It smells really good, and you can see the essential oils that are in it. I love patchouli, so it kind of has a bit of a hippie smell to it. Frankincense, lime, ylang ylang, Hawaiian sandalwood, Roman chamomile. Okay, so it smells great. And it helps them focus, and it helps us focus too. So if you wanted to dilute it, I know that there's people who often ask me like what to diffuse, not dilute, sorry, what to diffuse when their kids are studying. Rosemary is a really good one. But what you could also do is put this combination of oils in your diffuser, or a couple of drops of this. Okay, you don't want to use essential oils, coconut oil in your diffuser very often, but this one actually doesn't have coconut oil in it, so it's not diluted, but it's safe for topical application. So you would just rub it on your hand if you're applying it to your son or daughter for the first time, and then a drop of essential oil, rub it in, and then rub it on them. I'm gonna smell like a gazillion essential oils tonight, which is not really a bad thing, right? Okay, next up is Balance, one of my faves. If you know me, then you know that Balance is one of my favorites. So super calming. It has coconut oil in it. I do put this one in the diffuser though, just so you know. It also has frankincense, another favorite of mine, blue tansy. So this one will come out and be a little bit blue. There you can see the slight blue tinge to the oil, and it has chamomile in it, which is calming. So this one I find really grounding. I like putting it on the bottom of my feet, or when, you know, Eva, my littlest especially, is having like a growth period or developmental growth. I like to use Balance on her, and I like to diffuse it too for everyone's benefit. But it's really my kind of grounding oil. Just the smell of it, I wear it as a perfume sometimes. It's super, super relaxing, and calms me down, just the whiff of it. And many women in my community who have Balance feel the same way. It's like their favorite oil. Okay, so now I want to share. If you have any questions, please throw them in the chat, okay? I want to share, we're getting close to the end. How's our time? Oh, good, okay. I wanted to share some diffuser blends. So these are like good ones for the morning. A couple of good ones for the morning and a few good ones for bedtime. These would be great for the morning and during the day. Your kids wake up, this is going in the diffuser, and it gets them up and going. Everybody in the house up and going. So Elevation, Lime, and Motivate are the get up and go diffuser blends. Easy Air is also known as Breathe. So 3 drops of Breathe, 2 drops of Wild Orange, and 3 drops of Lime is also an awesome uplifting diffuser blend. I like to get my diffuser going in the morning. I've heard some great tips about how to have your diffuser ready to go. One is to have a mason jar filled with your favorite blend, and then you just pour it into the diffuser, okay? The other one is if you only have 1 or 2 diffusers and you want to switch it out for the nighttime blend, pour the daytime blend into the diffuser, and then do the same, then you make your nighttime blend, and then the next morning you pour the nighttime blend into a mason jar and pour the daytime blend back in. So that saves you from like dumping essential oils down the sink, which is painful. I have lately been addicted to eucalyptus and wild orange. So I do like 4 drops of wild orange and 2 drops of eucalyptus, and I love it. So these are calming diffuser blends. So the first one is immune support, 3 drops of On Guard. The cool thing about On Guard is like whatever diffuser blend you have going, you can just add some On Guard, and it's antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, and it's going to add, kind of boost the air and whatever blend you have going with some antibacterial power. Okay, and a drop of frankincense, which is like the grounding. Frankincense comes from these huge, beautiful trees, and any of the essential oils that come from a tree are super grounding. You can imagine the roots of a tree going into the ground, into the earth, and we get that benefit from the essential oil. I also really like the Peaceful Dreams diffuser blend, which is frankincense, balance, cedarwood, and vetiver. I'm getting sleepy just thinking of it. Vetiver is one of my faves for bedtime. There's my favorite blend: 2 drops of arbor vitae, 2 drops of frankincense or copaiba. I switch it out depending on how I'm feeling, and 2 drops of vetiver. Just a little tip, vetiver is so thick. So you can buy these dropper tops. If you want one, I buy them and stock them. Just message me and I'll give you one, or send you one, Christine. And vetiver, I replace it, okay? So then you drop the vetiver in instead of like standing over your diffuser like this for hours, because that's a bad first world problem, right? And then Callum's favorite that I thought I would include for you, because he really likes his diffuser at bedtime, is 2 drops of Easier, 2 drops of copaiba, and 2 drops of arbor vitae. Okay, and then one more for the mamas, a perfume kind of chill out blend that I call Mellow Mama. And it's 25 drops of Citrus Bliss, 10 drops of sandalwood, 10 drops of patchouli, and 10 drops of ylang ylang in a 10 ml roller bottle, and add coconut oil. Okay, I'll remember that, Natalie. It's so thick, yes. Okay, let me just see here. I'm trying to get rid of the chat. Just gotta move you guys around, hold on. Okay, so recipes. So get your pens out so that you can write down the recipes, because they're good ones. On Guard cleaning spray, antibacterial hand soap, and hand sanitizer, homemade hand sanitizer that you can make with your kids. So the On Guard cleaning spray, here's my On Guard cleaning spray, almost out. Got another bottle, probably another spray bottle. Here's my spray bottle. Okay, I love making this, and I usually make it at my DIY classes and people eat it up. I did it on Monday, and the host sent me a picture the next day of her stainless steel fridge, comparing the side that she had cleaned to the side that she hadn't cleaned, and was like, I love this, I'm so obsessed with it. And then she messaged me today and was like, someone else messaged me and told me that they loved it, and and then she messaged me and was like, where do we get the spray bottles from? We want to make more of this. Like, so it's a really popular one. I love doing it. I love taking the opportunity to talk about what we have been using, conventional cleaners, and how they're toxic. And we're using them to clean surfaces that we put food on, we put our fingers on, we then put in our mouths. You know, it doesn't make sense, but we really haven't thought about that because it's on the shelf. It should be safe to use, right? But it's not. Okay, a lot of these things were approved years ago, before we really started learning about the negatives of toxic chemicals. So this is non-toxic. You take like a tablespoon or 2, okay, and put it in your spray bottle, and then fill it with water. And I like to add some essential oils to it. This month, I got a free bottle of an essential oil called Litsia, which is, if you spend a certain amount this month, you get it free. And it smells amazing. So I just switch it up. You could add lemon, you could add grapefruit, you can add whatever you want. Okay, and then antibacterial hand soap is another one that is awesome and really easy to make. So doTERRA sells the foaming On Guard hand wash, and that's what I make, just because I do. If you follow me on Instagram, you realize that I spend a lot of time in my kitchen, so I like to outsource as much as I can. So I will use if I am making my own. This comes from a friend of mine. Her name's Cindy. It's her recipe. And so she uses 3 to 4 tablespoons of unscented Castile soap, which you can get on well.ca. You can get it, there's actually like hardware stores, Home Hardware I think sells it. Joann's, health food stores sell it. It's very easy to get. So put 3 to 4 tablespoons of that in, 1 tablespoon of the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate, and then top it with distilled water. So 1 tablespoon of this, okay? Again, you could add some essential oils too, and you put it in a foaming hand wash container. Okay. Last is our hand sanitizer. So Liv really wanted to go to Bath and Body Works last summer and get some hand sanitizer, and I was like, nope, we are not even going in there, because when I walk by, I smell it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I just, when I'm in there, so we did go in to buy the container. You can see it in the picture. I was like, let's go in, clean out the container, and make our own. So I met her there. I met her on the road halfway, and I wanted to like pull the employees aside and be like, listen, you should not be working here. It's not good for your respiratory system. It's not good for your hormones, you know, but I didn't. So anyways, so here's how you make hand sanitizer. 5 tablespoons of aloe vera gel, 4 tablespoons of witch hazel, half a teaspoon of vitamin E oil, which will help make it less drying on your hands, 8 drops of On Guard, and 4 drops of wild orange. And you could change the oils. We used On Guard and Cheer in the picture. You can change it up however you want, okay? Super easy to make, and your kids will enjoy making it, and then they can use it at school, right? My dad is super addicted to antibacterial hand soap, and so I make this for him. doTERRA also sells an On Guard hand sanitizing spray. It's only available in the US warehouse right now, and I tend to get do the homemade stuff because it's a fun activity to do with the kids. Okay, so what else besides essential oils can you do to keep your kids healthy? These are the vitamins that I give my kids. Vitamin D3 will start probably mid-September because they're not getting that because the sun is too far away. So vitamin D3 is super important also for you mamas, okay? So don't not take care of yourself, because without the mom, right, things fall apart. So please also take care of yourself. Vitamin D3 is really important. I would, if you have never taken it, I would start taking it now. Omega-3 essential fatty acids, also really important. Kids don't love them, but you know what? Vitamins are non-negotiable for my kids, because I'm like, if you want to eat at Tim Hortons or eat a lollipop or eat some chocolate, it's barter. Like, you have to have these vitamins in order to have that. They're non-negotiable, and they always have been. I don't care if you don't like the flavor. That's fine. Don't eat it. Then you don't get this. Don't get that Oreo, right? So probiotics, my kids always take. The best time to take it is, you know, I've heard different things. I usually take mine at night. Then it has all night to sort of work on my digestive system when nothing else is coming into it. But my kids, I just give it to them whenever. I often put the doTERRA has a great probiotic for kids. Again, in the US warehouse, if you want to try it, let me know and I can give you or send you a couple of samples. And I add it to their smoothies. It actually tastes really yummy. When I get a sugar craving and want to avoid having something sugary, I'll have a PB Assist. Okay, and then multivitamins. My kids take a multi. They don't, again, multis don't taste that good, the chewable ones, but non-negotiable. Sorry, guys. And then I'm going to get more into the activity and good sleep on the next slide. So moderate activity. I find that like a lot of kids these days are overscheduled. You know, kids who are on the ice 7 days a week or 6 days a week even, that is not healthy. Their adrenals are going to burn out. And we need moderate activity, not insane activity. You know, kids need downtime. Kids need to get bored. They need to sit around and figure out, what should I do? Use my brain. What should I do? Right? Use my imagination. So I'm a big believer in downtime and moderate activity. Thankfully though, like I should say, like thankfully Callum is not interested in playing hockey. So I think once you get into that system, it's kind of hard. Moderate activity doesn't really exist in the hockey system. So luckily he has not chosen to do that, but I think it could be hard. And I definitely don't want to judge parents who have kids in that system, but it's just something to consider, that when they do have their downtime, we don't feel the need to fill it. We let them have downtime. Okay. Good sleep is also really important. I've heard that we should start working on their sleep, getting them back into their sleep routines in the next week or so, which is going to be really hard for my kids. Callum and Liv are up till like 10:30 sometimes, and they sleep till 8. Liv slept till 9 today, so we won't have to change Eva's schedule, although we've been a bit more relaxed. But it is important. Sleep is so important for their brains, for their digestion, for their emotional and mental health. Okay, and then obviously a balanced diet with as much fruit and veggies as they'll eat. Because I know some moms are like, my kid won't eat any veggies. And again, I'm sort of like, it's non-negotiable for my kids. My kids know that at dinner, like we always have cut up veggies at dinner, and they always have to eat some, and even if they, like we've been eating a ton of green beans lately because they're in season, and I could like eat them by the bucket full. But my kids, like Liv, doesn't like them, but she knows that she has to eat them, so it's just non-negotiable. You need vegetables to be healthy. And then nature, get your kids outside and into nature whenever you can, right? That helps their mental health and their emotional health. Mental and emotional health are really important. I wanted to talk about mental health for a minute. I didn't really get into how essential oils support emotional and mental health. It could be a whole other class. I could have kept going and going and going with content for you guys, but I need to wrap it up. So there's a great range of it. As I said, get your kids to pick their oil. Liv's is ylang ylang. She loves it. If she's upset, I just open her bottle and put it under her nose. And I can see her calm down like that, So using them that way is really great. My kids, every now and then, will take a mental health day too. So we'll skip school and they'll just have a day where they're at home doing nothing. So then we get into, I'm just going to go over this quickly because those of you who are actually on tonight are already members, which is awesome. There's 2 ways to get them for those of you who are watching the replay. You can purchase them at full price, which is, probably 1 out of 100 people do that. The most popular way is that you can join and get a wholesale account where you get your oils for 25% off. And there's no obligation to order them monthly, no obligation to like do a business side to it, nothing. The only obligation is that you please use your oils. And there's a link if you wanted to sign up. And here's how you can get in touch with me. So if you're already in my community, awesome. You can put that link into your computer and join my community. If you're not already a part of it, you can email me and you can join our doTERRA team, and you can follow me on Instagram too. And that's it, friends. I'm going to stop the share. And let's see, I have a question. I just want to see if it's something I can answer. Okay. Yeah, I will definitely give you some of the kids probiotics, Natalie. I'm going to unmute all of you in case anyone wants to ask a question. Okay, any questions?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, is that Natalie? Hi.
Hi. I don't have a question. I just think you're awesome. So
awesome. Thanks. I'm so glad that you made it to the class.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, you have a moment to sit down.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks
thank you. I definitely wrote lots of stuff down. So
awesome. Great. Well, thanks for taking the time. I'm really glad that you did.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I'll get you guys your samples.
That'd be awesome. Thank you.
If you have any questions and your dropper tops.
Thanks.
Yeah, I know the better.
I totally stand over the diffuser like, come on, let's go.
I know the dropper tops are awesome. You'll be a little bit obsessed when I get you. You're like, what else can I drop or top?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, thank you.
Okay, and thanks everyone for coming. If you have any questions after, then you know how to reach me, and I would be more than happy to help you. So here's to a healthy, happy school year. Bye.
Thanks, Maggie. Bye.
Bye.